What's up, guys? Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. So we just arrived in Reno. Right now I'm looking at a really beautiful view outside the window, but I couldn't really get it in the shot because I would be backlit then, and then my face would look just completely like I was doing a witness protection program type of thing, and then you guys would be able to see the view behind me. I figured that you guys probably wanted to see me talk, which might be my ego talking, but who knows? That's what I figured. Anyway, happy National Coming Out Day to everybody. I guess some people are still in the closet. I don't know who, because there's gay people everywhere. Like, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a gay person, so I don't really know where or who's in the closet. But if you're in the closet in some part of the world, some part of the country, and today is your day, you have my strength, you have my blessing. Anything I can do to help you out, please don't hit me up in my comments because I don't have time for that shit. But anyway, the truth is, everybody today was talking about Kanye West and his situation with Donald Trump. Which, like, the comments I all saw was like, Kanye is truly crazy, Kanye goes on a rant. And then I watched it and I was like, he didn't go on a rant. He was talking stream of consciousness, which when you talk stream of consciousness, sometimes you're gonna veer off a little bit, or you're not gonna have all of your facts exactly correct. You know, there was a point where Donald Trump had to remind him it was Wisconsin and not Minnesota. But it's like, that's what happens. A lot of times I don't have my facts right when I'm talking on this because I'm talking about a story that isn't necessarily the freshest in my mind, or it's something that is important to me, but I just don't remember I'm human. And so if you don't have papers in front of you or cue cards, then obviously that's going to change things a bit. But I didn't see anything at all where I could say, oh, he's crazy. And that's one thing I think that we need to address as a country. We're all starting to talk about mental health and mental illness and taking the stigma off of mental illness. But then the minute we find out somebody suffers from either bipolar or any one of the different mental disorders, mental illness out there, suddenly people will start throwing the "you're crazy" card at them all the time. And then the person can't ever make a point about anything or have a valid argument or an actual discussion or debate in any way without people being like, you're crazy. Well, that's adding to the stigma of mental illness. So when people act like they're so supportive and we support mental health, well, remember that when you're making fun of people like Kanye, because he did have an episode. He had a break, which he said on his speech with Donald Trump, or his conversation with Donald Trump. He said that he had sleep deprivation, which could be part of the problem for him, or could have been part of the problem. I mean, like, there have been studies done on what sleep deprivation will do to somebody. It's not exactly a secret. So I'm not a person that's going to diagnose Kanye and say this is what you need to be doing or this is what you need to be on, even if, which he says he was misdiagnosed, which is something that anybody that knows anything about the mental health field knows is an actual problem. Some people do get misdiagnosed. So I think there's nothing wrong with talking about that too, and maybe shining a little bit of a light on the fact that a lot of what happens right now is misdiagnosis, which isn't anybody's fault. Just some things look like other things, and some things have a good way of masking themselves, and it's just something that's very common. So I don't feel like just because he was talking stream of conscious, that means he's going crazy. I think what happens is some people don't agree with what he's saying right now, and they feel that he's a detriment to people of color, which I don't feel that way. I feel like the more voices we have saying different things, the better off we are, because that's how actual debate happens. Debate doesn't come from a bunch of people all just agreeing with each other, which is what it's turned into on both sides. It's turned into people just 100% agreeing with each other all the time. I don't question anything you say. You voted for the person I voted for, that means we're friends. That means you speak common sense, and this person that didn't vote for that person doesn't, which is, to me, the dumbest way to do things. There's plenty of intelligent people, there's plenty of well-balanced people that voted on both sides, and maybe there's something wrong with you if you completely think that the way somebody voted or who they voted for completely dictates what type of person they are from there on out. Like, maybe that's something wrong with you and not necessarily a problem with the person or even who they voted for. It's just your thing where you can't get past anybody possibly having the nerve to think differently than you did. Why would anybody do that? Well, you're the only sane person in the world. You're the only one that sees it all. Like, you are soothsayer. You're the truth. We all need to be looking to you constantly to figure out how we're supposed to vote, what we're supposed to eat, what's okay for us to put on our bodies. We just need to consult with you constantly. We need for you to step out and start your own YouTube channel or your blog or your website or all of it, or just start doing life coaching. Maybe you're the next Tony Robbins and we didn't realize it, but not everybody listens to Tony Robbins either. So maybe those people are wrong too, because Tony Robbins, he works for some people. Some people really swear by Tony Robbins, but no, it's you we need to be listening to. And I understand that too. But at the end of the day, which a lot of stuff happens at the end of the day, I think there's nothing wrong with Kanye West saying what he thinks needs to happen. And there's definitely nothing wrong with saying, let's bring more jobs back to America. Let's put more of our own people back to work. And when he's talking about Chicago, which is where he's actually from. And that's what you would want somebody to do, in my opinion. You want somebody to at least talk about making change. Now, let's say Kanye doesn't know what he's talking about at all. Let's go with that for argument's sake. So then let's say that he doesn't know what he's talking about and the way he's trying to help isn't going to work out. But let's say at the same time somebody else from Chicago that has a better idea of the infrastructure and the way that things need to work out there for it to kind of get a kickstart that it probably needs. Because we all know the Midwest in general needs a little bit of a kickstart. So if it gets people thinking that way and like, okay, maybe that idea is completely crazy, but let's see how we can make things better. Then what's the matter with that? And what's the matter with people being smart enough to work with the administration in place, the system in place, to make the changes that they think need to be made? In my opinion, there is nothing better that Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, even if you don't like them, could do. There's nothing better they could do than help raise the voice and speak for people that don't have the president's ear. People that the president doesn't actually know, may never get in contact with. So that's where I'm at on it. I'm sure people are going to disagree with me on this one, but you feel how you want to feel. You voice your concerns in the comments. You like, you comment, you subscribe. You're going to do what you're going to do anyway, boo-boo. I know I've got to do this hair very soon, and I've got to post this clip. Sorry it's later than I wanted it to be, but like I said, it was a 12-hour drive last night, so I will be posting this as soon as I possibly can. I hope you guys are all off to a lovely Thursday, or as some people call it, Baby Friday. This has been Ty Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.